We'll get started in a moment here. Um, Lately, starting yesterday, I started having a pressure on my chest. On Friday evening, I had a fever. And I took aspirin. The fever went away. Still had a sore throat the next day, but I thought maybe I blew it with an audition. And then yesterday, well, like towards the end of Saturday night, early Sunday morning, because it's after midnight, I was talking in the mirror and I realized I was getting really short of breath, which is unusual. So I just went to bed because it was time. I was getting ready for bed. I was just talking in the mirror for a bit. And then when I woke up, I felt a pressure on my chest. And I submitted to be tested for the coronavirus that day, yesterday, but I'm not high risk. I don't have underlying respiratory issues. I'm not over the age of 65. So they want to space them out, obviously, but also, like, you know, those who like really need to be tested right away should be the ones tested right away. Whereas since I'm not in a situation where it's an emergency, I won't be tested until Wednesday at noon. So I'm having, for today, it's not as bad as it was yesterday. I will say that. The pressure, I still have a light pressure in my chest, but it's not as bad. It kind of feels like my cat, who passed away about over a year ago. Like she's sitting on top of me, because sometimes I'd wake up with her on top of me. And it feels like I just want to like just lift it off, but obviously I can't, because that's not how this works. So sometimes when talking, I do get a bit short of breath, and I really need to get back into doing yoga because one of my shirts is getting a little too tight. It's always been a tight shirt, but it's tighter now. Yeah, so I'm okay, and most people, you know, they don't really feel much of the side effects or the symptoms of corona, but it's entirely possible it's anxiety, but my anxiety doesn't tend to reflect like this, so I'm going to be, you know, I'm still continuing to, I've been self-isolating, I've been washing my hands, I've been frequently cleaning, I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but you can still contract it, but you just got to do the best you can to help slow the spread. Sorry for the little drama there. Alright, so let's get started with Act 2. Kind of trying to do this as a warm-up a bit, because I do have some auditions. I got a audition I got to turn in. And I like to do them at night. Letter. Attention, Lula Chamberlain. Per your application? No, thank you, Totsugoi. I'm sure everything will work out just fine for me. But it is, you know, it's scary because I hear people where they're younger than me and I don't know if they have any underlying issues per se. But yeah, it is a serious virus, and it's made even worse because our federal administration refuses to help the states for reasons. I don't reasons that are stupid as fuck. It's like, seriously, it has nothing to do with politics. Why aren't you helping? Helping would actually be better for you than what you're doing now, Trump. God. Okay, so sorry, let's get to the game here. Lula Chamberlain, your application. Thank you for your application to the Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture's annual fellowship. We received a record number of applications this year, over 100 in total, and regrettably we can award only one fellowship position per year. As you know, our review process includes a multi-phase blind committee analysis of portfolio submissions, as well as a careful review by a panel of subject matter experts on each applicant's notability and relevance in the field. We must be extremely selective in our process so as to maintain the standards we have established over our 35 years in operation. Our panel did not select your application. We encourage you to consider reapplying next year. Many young artists and architects reapply for a few successive years before being accepted. Sincerely, Dr. Carl Stone Norden, Architect, Gaston Trust for Imagined Architecture. Below the printed text is a hastily handwritten note. Note: sorry for the condescending form letter. Love your work. Unfortunately, I just do the mail here. Your servant, Robert. Lula folds the letter up and puts it in her handbag. Lula opens a folder on her desk labeled Proposals. Duelo de Monsters, this is Kentucky Route Zero. We are on Act 2. And we just got started here. So Lula Chamberlain received a letter from an architect society, basically, that she was unfortunately rejected, but encouraged to reapply next year. Lula sorts through documents, all printed on a fading letterhead reading Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Proposal number 1, site, hospital. Proposed use, auto dealership. Proposal number 2, site, distillery. Proposed use, graveyard. Proposal number 3, site, basketball court. Proposed use, kennel. Alright, we review the first proposal. Hospital closed due to repeated sanitation violations. Auto dealership sanitation requirements comparatively lax. Small operating rooms could be repurposed into offices. Large cubicle-style administrative offices could be repurposed into showrooms. Sure, why not endorse it? Distillery still active, but scaling down operation to less than half of site. Distillery built on top graveyard originally. Hybrid distillery graveyard could share resources. Chapel once repurposed into bottling facility could be repurposed into chapel. I mean, sure, why not endorse it? Okay. I guess we can only endorse 2. Rick clears his throat. Busy? It's not important. Okay, great. Really great. I mean, sorry, that's not what I meant. Did you get my note? About the proposals? I've just finished them. Oh, great. Okay, I'll tell Diane. I think she was waiting on... I don't know. So, how did your application go? I was in the mailroom and I saw you got a letter back. Oh, Rick, did he leave the memo on the, Yeah, he did. Sorry, I don't mean to pry. I just saw. It's fine, Rick. I'm not going anywhere. How's your goldfish? Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. So in the previous chapter, we were a truck driver. And Lulu, they mentioned her name. Is she the artist of the gallery we saw in the end of the last act? Get a good rest in the truck? This leg is getting kind of stiff now, Blue. I don't know if that's a good sign. No doctor, not by a long shot. So we're trying to hit Route 0 to get to 5 Dogwood Drive. Maybe someone here can point us in the right direction. Yeah, looks like they're still open. Must be the night shift. What do you think they do here? What do you think? When I got my electrician's license, I had to go to this government building in Frankfurt. Kind of low to the ground, a bit older. Didn't really look like this place, I guess, but they all have that same feel. Bureaucracy in the air. Too much concrete. This is weird, but do you think we're inside or outside right now? It does have kind of an inside feel to it. But it has to be outside. Both. Ah, okay. Very poetic. Well, maybe someone around here has a better sense of direction. End of the line? Seems that way. Not for us, I hope. Sorry, my Kentucky accent's really bad. I do have relatives that live in Kentucky. It is a slight southern accent. Well, here you are. Better late than never, I guess. Just unload the whiskey over there by the elevator. I'll figure something out. Or we could be Shannon. We're actually a bit lost, ma'am. You're lost? So you're not the... sorry, honest mistake. We're supposed to have a little celebration here at the office, but the whiskey never showed up. I saw your truck and thought... But you don't really look like one of the boys from the distillery anyway. What is this place? Well, it's clear you're new to this territory. I expect you just mean to be passing through. A coffee? That would be nice. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Do you know where that is? Dogwood. Nope. You're going to need to talk to someone upstairs about that. One of the map clerks. But first we've got to get you in the system, so you'll need an appointment with one of the ingestion clerks. Now, let's see. Rick has booked proofreading drafts all afternoon, and Wanda's out on the site. Let me go make some calls and see if we have anyone free. There are some books over there in the waiting area, or just take a look around. Have you seen our grotesques? Your grotesques? These things? The television is playing what looks like a nature documentary. The hermit crab scuttles across the beach. Its shell is an awkward shape. It must have once belonged to a different crab. The television is playing a cartoon about a bird. The cartoon bird collects pieces for its nest. A scarf, a plastic shopping bag, a bit of a young girl's hair. The nest is warm, but precariously fragile. The television is playing an instructional video on elevator design. It is crucial to maintain proper lighting in an elevator. In the absence of sight, passengers' sense of motion is greatly enhanced. The passengers should never feel as though they are physically ascending or descending. The elevator should create the illusion that the building is flat. This is the mark of a successful elevator design. Oh, good. Thought you'd left. People can be so impatient, you never know. Well, I have you meeting with Lula Chamberlain. She's a senior clerk and doesn't usually handle the ingestion process. But she's the only one with room on her plate this evening. My schedule says she's on the 5th floor reviewing some diagrams. The elevator's just back to the left there. 5th floor. Alright. Thank you, Miriam. Oh man, his leg is really doing bad. Books. 3 books are piled on the table. A service manual for a sewage pump, some architectural plans for a bungalow, and a slim collection of Japanese death haiku. What the? An envelope is protruding from the bottom of the stack. Picks up the envelope. The envelope reads Bureau of Secret Tourism. Contains several small, handwritten brochures with ritualistic directions to bizarre locations. Alright, let's go up to the 5th floor. Where Lula is. Not Lulu. Lula. She's on the 5th floor, right? Conway scans a column of elevator buttons. Let's have some fun. Hello? Are you lost? Very much so, yes. Okay, well, let's get you pointed in the right direction then. It's a pretty straightforward process. First, you'll need to get a case number assigned. Talk to Clerk Metzstein about that. She's just over there at the end of the room. Happy to help. Hi, how are you? Fine, thanks. I just need your ingestion card and a list of your last 5 permanent addresses. Ingestion card? Oh, no ingestion card. Okay, that's okay. Just go talk to Clerk Bohm first, and he'll get you set up with one. Clerk Bohm is just over there in the corner, happy to help. It's a weird little movie. Howdy. Here for an ingestion card? No problem. He rummages through some papers on his desk. Happy to help. He opens a few folders and quickly closes them. Looks like I'm out. But I know there's some back in the archive. You'll have to put in a special request with Clerk Macmillan. She's the document czar. Straight back at the end of the office there, by the file cabinets. Okay. Documents request. Shannon, be patient. 1 ingestion card, please. Happy to help. Please just put your requisition form in the inbox and I'll get to it as soon as possible. Requisition form? Yes, you don't have one? Shouldn't be a problem. They're quite easy to fill out. Just ask Clerk Metzstein and she'll get you sorted. Bureaucracy at its finest. Requisition form, no problem. I'll just need your ingestion card to mark it outgoing in my logbook. Yeah, this is absurd. Oh, no ingestion card. Okay, that's okay. Just go. Yeah. So basically, I guess we can get... Yeah, so I guess we can go to archives. Let me just... Let me ask her, just paperclip labyrinth. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but that's, yeah, it's just pointless. It's actually on the 5th floor, but okay. They're all looking at me like, who the fuck am I? Sorry, excuse me. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, there's bears on the 3rd floor. Excuse me, sorry. So you got some coffee here? Okay. I'm pretty sure it said 5th floor. That's what we were told initially. It's literally just bears. They're pretty tame, though. That's good. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's much of anything. Just a whole bunch of boxes. If only I could pick up the pace. If you didn't watch the first act, he hurt his leg. There was a bit of a cave-in. He hurt his leg. It was crushed, so... Greg is hard at work examining some diagrams, measuring angles with a plastic protractor and occasionally scribbling numbers in a small leather notebook. Can I help you? Don't answer that. Sorry, we're looking for an ingestion clerk? Oh, no, I'm an interior spatial analyst. I can't help you with that. I think the ingestion clerks have all gone home for the night. Lula might be able to help you. She's pretty senior. You just missed her, actually. She was up here about an hour ago. She's probably back at her real desk now on the 1st floor. She barely made a dent in these diagrams. Must have been distracted. Speaking of which... Huh? Speaking of which... Oh, I guess you're going back to work there, Greg. Alright, let's head back down to the 1st floor. Lula, right there in the middle, the woman with the cardigan. Having fun in the paperclip labyrinth. Well, you made it eventually. You look exhausted. I'd offer you my seat, but my ankles are turning on me. The receptionist said you could point us in the right direction. This concrete bunker of an office is just a waypoint for you, I'm sure. Where is it you're trying to go? We're having trouble navigating the Zero. Just navigating. Apropos worth nothing? The Zero doesn't work like other roads. You can't just drive and expect to find yourself somewhere. You must be more deliberate than when driving on surface roads. And in a way, much less deliberate. We're looking for Dogwood Drive. Dogwood Drive. That's funny. Do you know I used to live on a Dogwood Drive? This was years ago. A grimy old house. Basement full of insects, attic full of birds. I had a few roommates. We all worked at the university. I had a dog. I drank whiskey and beer. And made sculptures. But that Dogwood was a surface road. With a name like that, it would have to be. What are you doing on the Zero? A gas station attendant told us we'd need to take the Zero to get there. Gas station attendant? I see. Friendly blind man, about my age. Hangs out with an old cat. Likes to pretend he's a poet. Old cat? Oh, no cat anymore? Sorry to hear it. Joseph and I used to work together, and we lived together. We were friends. But that was a long time ago. We haven't spoken in years. Do you know why he's appointed you this way? It's because he's still in love with me, of course. And now he's implicated you quite inconsiderately. And in your condition, it's appalling. So I'm very sorry for wasting your time, but I'm afraid you've been misled. Excuse me. But where's the Dogwood Drive you lived on? Maybe it's the same one. No, it's not possible. The Dogwood Drive I lived on is now called Pale Dogwood Drive. They've renamed all the streets, you see. Too many streets with the same names. It was never a problem before, but now we have these databases, and it's all too confusing for the computer. The computer has no sense of ambiguity, so it proclaims an error. Name collisions, they call it. Some Dogwood Drive is Pale Dogwood Drive, and another might be Large-Leafed Dogwood Drive, or Himalayan Flowering Dogwood Drive, and so on. But one of them is still just Dogwood Drive. Or so we might hope. It's really a matter of consultant records, of which we have an abundance here. Do you have a record of those streets? I expect we must. They'll be up in Archives and Records, 4th floor. It'll be filed under O for odonyms, probably, or G for generic, or maybe S for specific, depending on which part of the street name was changed. Oh, that's not really helpful archive system at all. Yeah. Alright, let's go to the 4th floor. Archives and Records, so 4th floor. Damn, this place is a mess. Okay. Take a look through that logbook, I guess. Maybe there's some kind of system to all these boxes. I'll just start digging. The small logbook has a smart leather cover. A few notes are scribbled on the inside covers. Most pages are just lists of titles, names, and dates. Inside front cover. Note in logbook. Document staff, please do not transfer any more records from the storage unit until we get the new file cabinets in. We're up to F, and that will have to do for now. Instruct clerks to focus on activities beginning with the letters A, B, C, D, E, or F. Our activities most likely to involve research on subjects beginning with those letters. For example, cars is okay because it involves automotive, driving, brakes, etc. But air quality is not okay because it relates to health, safety, pollution, etc. It's the most asinine way of organizing. All right. Several documents relating to sporting competition venues were quickly checked out and back and over a period of a few days. Basketball courts, baseball fields, alleys, and parking lots. A single set of documents relating to coal mining operations was checked out. and back in by several different people within a few hours. Failing antique shops. Folder missing. Listed checked in on page 63, but not present. Check in. Failing antique shops. Monday, 3 p.m. Signee Ed Bohm. Nothing? Me neither. Half these boxes aren't even labeled, and the rest are all from the first few letters of the alphabet. I couldn't find anything with an O or a G or an S. Maybe that clerk knows somewhere else we can look. Oh, I don't want to go up. No, can't talk to Ed. Nothing? That's unfortunate. Wow, they must still be in transit. You see, we've only moved into this new venue somewhat recently, and it's all a bit in progress. This was a cathedral not so long ago, can you believe it? And then the Bureau reclaimed it. The old congregation has been directed to one of our storage facilities for their activity. That's where you'll find the street name records, I expect. At the church. Marianne at reception can give you directions. Just come back here when you have the files, and we'll begin the necessary paperwork to have the information analyzed. Oh, and while you're out on the road, you might want to stop and see Dr. Truman about your leg. He's a specialist regarding ailments of the joints and limbs, and I know he works at night. His home office is in a small neighborhood on the east edge of Bowling Green. Here's his card to stop and see him. That leg is a miserable sight. Take care of each other. Thank you. Can I talk to you about a failing antique store? Is the sirens actually a part of the game? No. Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing sirens all the time. It's LA, so it's not that surprising. Okay, sorry. I thought I could just, like, walk around what didn't seem to be a solid wall. Okay, here we go. Get what you need? Be straight with me. What is this place? Just another office lady. Just another job. But you kicked out a congregation to set up your office. I wasn't here for that. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. Still, I wouldn't judge until I'd seen everything. They've got a new church now. The Bureau set it up for them out of some of their old storage space. I'm sure it's very nice. Go see it for yourself. Just get back on the Zero and drive until you hit the Crystal. Then turn around. It'll make sense once you get on the road. You can handle it. The Zero seems to be like, it's like known. But it's definitely not your normal road. Okay, move on. sandwich. The icosahedron. Where's the crystal? Are a series of arterials excavated by runoff from an underground river, which long ago evaporated. Now the tangled vessel of marooned echoes. Drive clockwise until you reach the feather. Pause for a moment to consider the cave walls. Reverse direction and drive counterclockwise until you hit the birdhouse. Now turn around again, and you're almost upon it. To return, simply find the feather again and turn around. The Dymaxion Gallery. A gallery of mislaid futures, abandoned on lonely highways as American industrial design shifted its gaze to the intangible. Drive counterclockwise toward the TV. When you reach the TV, drive clockwise to the antenna. Now turn around again and head just past the barn. To return to the bureau, find the TV again and again turn around. Way to navigate the 8192. What's the Hey, you're looking kind of tired there, old man. Want me to take the wheel for a bit? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Are different. And it's the church. That was the map in the cave, okay. the most weirdest thing. So it said something about the birdhouse and turn around again. Are described as a series of arterials excavated by runoff from an underground river, which long ago evaporated. Now the tangled mess of Marandacos. They're surprisingly large. A distant scratching sound catches Conway's attention from a tunnel leading downwards. Another tunnel runs into darkness to the left. Conway and Shannon climb down. The tunnel narrows a bit. The air is warmer here. Shannon has the sense that something is hiding just out of sight. 3 gray-furred cats sit on a piece of driftwood, tails coiled. They regard the intruders for a moment and return to their indifferent leisure. Interesting. Alright, you need to find the featherkin and turn around. Go to the Dymaxion Gallery. We drive counterclockwise toward the TV. When you reach the TV, drive clockwise to the antenna, turn around again, and head just past the barn. It's a weird way of navigation. It's kind of like a puzzle. Can we get to the antenna? brochure describes this place as a gallery of mislaid futures, abandoned on lonely highways as American industrial design shifted its gaze to the intangible. It is a large warehouse full of oddly shaped vehicles, blimp-like, rusted vessels, mostly painted in a dull green that has now faded toward brown. No path has been carved to navigate between them, and many have been damaged enough to leave menacing bits of metal running jaggedly through their small open spaces. It's all a visitor can do to stand at the edge of the building, neck craned, trying to get a glimpse of something. Alright. No, I'm fine. Alright, to return to the bureau, find the TV again, and then turn around. Drive clockwise to the feather for the mineral springs. I said drive clockwise to the feather, which I was going clockwise. As described in the brochure, these mineral springs radiate with vigor and sweat youth from the pores of the cave walls, its sweet dampness evaporating then recollecting on the ruddy faces of rejuvenated bathers. The air does have a warmth and fragrance to it that seems to relax the nostrils. Shannon encourages Conway to rest his leg in the water. Conway rests for a while. The water is warmer than it looks and strangely soothing. Conway leans his head back, eyes closed. It still feels like night down in the cave. Not just the darkness, but the lateness of it. Somewhere on the other side of this rock, the stars are still drifting along indifferently. He remembers some of Charlie's homework from when he first went to college. Charlie was home visiting Lisette and Ira for the weekend, and had some book about astronomy or physics or something. Maybe math? Watching the relative speeds at which different stars pan across the sky, and using it to determine their distance. Leaving the spring, Conway finds a few small aquatic insects nestled in his pant leg. He leaves them behind. And to return, just go back to the feather and turn around again. These are probably worth a trophy, so that's why I'm doing them. Alright, meditation tunnels. So drive clockwise to the scarecrow. to the pendulum. Reverse direction until we get to the tunnels. Okay. Deja vu. What? Shit. That's odd. Just, deja vu. I always feel kind of embarrassed when that happens. I'm not coming to play, but I don't know my lines. Oh well. Yeah, this is written like a play, so there you go. Hello, Alex. If you're still in here, you might be gone by now, though. The brochure for these mossy tunnels recommends taking them as a site for meditation, an introspective labyrinth through which to walk one's concerns slowly, like a breathing exercise. A narrow tunnel extends to the right, and another to the left. Conway and Shannon go right. Conway and Shannon crawl on hands and knees through a slick passageway. The moss is glowing more brightly now. Enter a cramped passage. A narrow tunnel extends to the right and another to the left. The moss begins to glow. Return to the Scarecrow, and then drive to counterclockwise to the bottle. To the still. What the brochure calls an epic laceration to the very heart of the world, certainly left by some great power. Perhaps a casualty in a battle between god and dinosaur. It's more of a rocky valley separating the road from a sheer cliff face. It's difficult to see how deep it runs as the rock slopes into shadow, but the few dozen lanterns strung across at an interval suggest its scale. Larger than a basketball court, but smaller than a financial district. Okay, we gotta get to the crystal. Is there another? I thought that was the last one. Happy hitchhiking. 270-301-5797. Is that an actual phone number? I'm curious.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism. For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information about our organization, press 3. If you don't remember dialing this number at all, press 5. To hear these options again, press 0. The Bureau of Secret Tourism is supported by a generous population of river creatures whom I fix up and grill as necessary. I am environmentally minded, and I believe all creatures are equally deserving of support in their transition to the next world. So I usually try to sing a little elegy like, small water creature, crab or frog. Now you know that sleep is all around us, like a muggy, tranquil fog. Something like that. It's easier to come up with these songs when I'm hungry in a sort of transcendental fasting state, but I've actually just had breakfast. A debt of gratitude is also owed to the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, who unselfishly and unknowingly donates this here telephone line for the purpose of this here informational resource. You can always find the latest secret tourism literature in any of our unmarked kiosks or any other old place it happens to lay. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, do me a favor. When you get a chance, call us back at extension 1928. You can press 0 now to go back to the main menu.
1928.
Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do that at a later time. That is really cool. So that's awesome. All right, let's find the crystal. we're supposed to get to the church. There it is. Alright, self-storage. St. Thomas Church. Just want to look up what St. Thomas is the saint of. St. Thomas. Thomas the Apostle. He's commonly known for doubting Jesus' resurrection, but he confessed his faith on seeing Jesus' crucifixion wounds. He was murdered. I don't know what he's the saint of though. Sorry. Is that it? Over there? I don't see any congregation. Maybe it's after hours. Let's see what the janitor knows, I guess. Oh, here for the night mass. What kind of mass is it? Tonight it's a homily on work and need. Huh, I haven't heard this one before. Where's the congregation? I guess this must look pretty strange. A church without a congregation. When they first moved in here, man, this place was packed. They had a mass every night, 2 on Sunday. Then it got a bit awkward to fit everyone in. And the numbers quickly dwindled. Once folks started to see it as a thing that was falling apart, they lost their center of gravity and just started wobbling. Then the preacher stopped coming too, but he left his old tapes. Same with the organist. And I found some old acetates and the Bureau archives, photos of people in churches. So I keep it running. You do what you have to, right? We've all got a job. Right now we have to find some Bureau documents. Oh, you're from the Bureau. I moved all those documents to Unit C315 to make room for the Mass. It's down at the other end of the building, same floor. I need to get the night Mass started, but you can borrow my keys. I'll go. You wait here. Rest your leg. You're looking kind of pale. Nice lady. Well, I better get this running. Brandon presses play on an old tape machine. Conway listens to the homily. There are many days in which we proclaim the value of labor and celebrate the piety of the hard-working, through feast of abstinence, recognizing Saint Joseph the Worker, who was foster father to our Lord Jesus, and who trained him in carpentry and in the merit of sweat. And this is one such day. On this day, we celebrate with the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker, and on this day, other workers are also celebrating, workers who do not attend Mass or even one like it, even workers who do not attend a church at all, but who toil with clarity, with dedication, with perspicacity, who do as we do here in our church, inasmuch as they reflect the activity of God. As we do, they cultivate the earth, and at sundown, they call the fruit of their labor very good. Beyond the church, this day is celebrated in remembrance of a violent protest in Chicago, and to honor the 4 martyrs who were unjustly persecuted in its wake, having not only pursued their vocation in their daily labor, but also having pursued their avocation in the form of protest, activism, community building, radicalization, scholarship, and finally martyrdom. Their and our avocation being, as it should be for us all, as members of the church or otherwise, to secure for our fellow workers the right to labor with dignity. So, just as there is no dignity without sacrifice, there is no vocation without avocation. Just as the left eye perceives that which is to the left, and the right eye perceives that which is to the right, and these images are summed, differentiated, and incorporated, and we find in our mind's eye an afterimage of divine light, only where love and need are one, and the work is play for mortal stakes. Is the deed ever really done for heaven and for the future's sakes? Okay, that's it. Next, there's some rituals that you and I aren't allowed to participate in, I don't think. And I don't remember them anyway. Hi, I got it. We were just listening to the sermon. What? I found what we came here to get, and the file and street name changes. You don't look good. Let's head back to the bureau and get this straightened out, and then maybe we should go see that doctor the clerk recommended. Ah, kind of an interesting exit. That's kind of cool. Oh, we blacked out. Jesus, are you alright? What the hell? My leg is stuck. Shit, okay. Sorry, I'm chewing on ice. I'm gonna pull you out. We have to get you out of here. There you go, okay. Are you hurt? Can you put any weight on that leg? It's fine. Just try to stand up. Careful. I'm right here. Damn, don't worry. I've got you. That leg is in bad shape. Here, let's get you onto the tram. There you go. Now, let's see if this thing has power. Hey, old man, look at me. Can you hear me? What happened? I don't know. He collapsed. I think he blacked out. He was mumbling about the old mine for a minute. The old mine where we met. Oh. So, that was that conversation we had in the mine when our leg got stuck. I think I need to see that doctor. Yes, you do. She hands Brandon the doctor's card. How do we get to this address from here? I don't know. It's pretty tricky going back and forth between, here and there. The bureau's the only way I know. Some of those folks do it all the time. Commuters. Just go back the way you came. Find the crystal, and then turn around. All right. To the bureau we go. This is pretty interesting, but I'm not quite sure what it's about just yet. I'm gonna have to call that number again, and I gotta remember the extension. I kept. Back so soon? Can we talk to Clerk Lula Chamberlain again? I'm afraid she left. In a big hurry, actually. Something happened with your maiden? She seemed pretty interested in the gas station attendant. I don't know who that is, but she did seem distressed. Well, heading back to the interstate. I can process you whenever you're ready to go back. Just let me know. She hands the receptionist's card, Lulu's card. Can you tell us how to get to this address? We're looking for Dr. Truman. Of course! This is in the neighborhood just outside of Bowling Green. Get on 65 going southwest, take a right just past the observatory, just before the river. If you continue north, you'll be there shortly. Happy to help. Okay. So we're now leaving the 0. And here we are. Okay. See if she's here. Joseph has fallen asleep in his chair. Nope. Now, Bowling Green was like down here, if I remember. Old Bowling Green Road. New. The hell does that mean? Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Go on 65, going southwest, take a right just past the observatory. Just before the river. Dr. Truman's house? The neighborhood at the address on Lula's card has been demolished, and its place is a large museum still partially under construction. What? The side of the van is painted with the image of a cartoonish housekeeper effortlessly carrying a mountain of cleaning supplies balanced in one hand. The words painted below the image are too faded to read. Conway looks inside the van. Peering through a dusty window, Conway and Shannon can barely make out several piles of paper stacked in the back of the van. Some are piled on boxes, some loose. All of it is sheet music. I guess we stop here. Act 2, Scene 4. Museum of Dwellings. I heard the man and the lady talking when they first came in, but they didn't see me. What were they talking about? The man said his leg was hurting him. They were looking for Dr. Truman, but he was already gone. But they didn't know, so they kept looking around. I just assumed they were from the power company. You know how they're always coming by unannounced and messing with this or that? I just shut myself up in my room to wait it out. No sense getting involved. How did they get in? Must have been one of the kids who left the front door unlocked. Something's gotta be done. They run around like animals. You know that Flora left a can of soda on top of my shelter door and I almost killed myself slipping on that sticky mess the next morning? Something's gotta be done. Oh yeah, he was talking to his dog. Guy was a weirdo. Doesn't seem that weird. You didn't see the guy. Tall, kinda stooped over, limping bad. Looked like an old drunk if you ask me. I bet they were both drunks, breaking in here looking for a place to sleep it off. I just feel bad for that old dog, getting dragged all over by a couple of drunks. Old dog like that should be sleeping on a porch somewhere. But that's loyalty for you. Well, they didn't stay long anyway. Can I not leave? Okay, so I like... What the... Huh. I was playing that empty cabin and they came by. They asked about Dr. Truman. I know where he went, but I didn't tell them. Did you talk about anything else? The lady asked me about my parents, and I told them they were upstairs in the greenhouse. Do you want to hear a weird story? Of course I do. The old man asked me about the cabin. He said it looked like another house he knew, and he wanted to know where it came from. I told him nobody lived there, so he went inside. He took a long time exploring. When he came back out, he told me all about it. What did he find in the cabin? He went upstairs, and he also looked around the other rooms. I played with the dog. What did he do upstairs? He looked in some boxes. He looked out the window. He could see the museum better than when he was downstairs. He could tell how it was all put together. And the cabin, too. He could see the shape of it better than up there. Now, the part that is weird. He said he went into the basement. That cabin doesn't have a basement. He said he found a staircase in a closet. Then he found a rope leading down a long pit, and he climbed down. He was surrounded by giants. No, it was so long his arms got very tired and he fell in the dark. The walls were covered in a glowing moss. He used the light of the moss to find a lake at the bottom of the pit. The water swept him around until he didn't know where he was, and finally he fell asleep in the water. He woke up on the floor of the cabin, came back outside, and we said goodbye, and I didn't talk to them anymore. The moment I now recall most clearly from their short visit was the birdcage exhibit. The old man stopped to rest, or maybe to think. The young woman had been anxious up to that point, but she stopped as well, and examined the birdcage more closely. It seemed to elicit a tenderness from her. She ran one fingernail along the bars of the wire cage, marking out a tuneless scale, like a child's xylophone. And then they moved on. That looks like the farmhouse. That dog was in nearly as bad shape as the old man, just sort of shrugging along. They found some treats in the doghouse exhibit. That seemed to cheer them up a bit. I think you need to get some real horses in the stable. Did the strangers go in the stable? No, they just poked around a bit and talked about barns. They were pretty boring. Is there nothing involving this farmhouse that looks like the one by Weaver's place? Can't even get over there. Okay. Well... Chicken coop? We gotta get some real chickens in that coop. Do some homesteading. None of these folks know how to live off the land. You know what I mean? It's just a display. Another kind of dwelling. Oh, it's a museum of dwellings. Yeah, no offense against you guys. I mean, I appreciate what all you've done for us. These are all different kinds of homes. Can I talk to you? Sure, I talked to them for a bit. Actually, we talked for quite a while. I wasn't busy. I was happy for the company. Can't sleep in a storm like that. I never could. What did you talk about? I told him to put his umbrella away. I get great shelter right here. I had a bottle in my coat, and I could see the old guy looking at it, and his leg was hurt pretty bad, so I offered him some. Got real awkward about it. I bet he's in a program. Anyway, they were asking about Dr. Truman. I remember him. He was here for a bit, and then he left. So that's what I told him. Interesting that it's like all like being told back, like these various night shift employees. Is there anything on this side? Do you know, at first I thought it might be Hudson walking up to visit. I'd heard him working on his boat just a bit earlier before the storm started. But then I saw the stranger's limping gait and the young woman with him, and I knew it couldn't be. I invited them in for a glass of bourbon, which they politely declined, so I just talked to them on the porch for a bit. What did you talk about? Oh, we talked a bit about the neighborhood. I told them about Hudson and his sailboat, and the nice young couple in the greenhouse, and the charming Dr. Truman, who used to live here. They were very interested in him, but of course, well, I don't know where he went. Do you know, I don't believe either of them had ever set foot on a houseboat before. I don't know that the older man had ever seen an ocean, in fact. It has always been my fondest dream to retire in a houseboat. That's why I accepted your offer and moved in here. It isn't perfect, but what home ever is. I only wish the house would sway a bit. I find that it settles my nerves. Well, if we have another storm like that last one. Here's a tent. They were hollering at that empty tent you folks have on display. Hey, if you ever need anyone to stay in there, I've been in worse positions. I guess they must have gone through some papers here. It was in some disarray and a few folders were pulled out and left on the table. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I only noticed because Diane is such a stickler. She's real organized, I mean. Was anything missing? Nope. They pulled out a list of the folks who didn't take the offer, folks who moved elsewhere. But they filed that back, out of order, so I guess they didn't find what they were looking for there. Hey, while I have you here, work's kind of slowed down, and it seems like I know you folks know what you're doing, but it seems like the residents are just kind of settling in. And that's the idea. Yeah, I get that. Just, how about that roof, huh? You just write us a check and we'll finish it right up. I know you've got this museum thing going on, but you don't want to be slumlords now. Yeah, they came by and knocked on the window, and we had a bit of a talk through the glass. I would have come out, but, you know, shady characters. What did you talk about? They were asking about Dr. Truman, and I told them what all I know about that, which is not very much. What do you know about Dr. Truman? I told him he moved in here with the rest of us when you folks brought up the neighborhood, and then one day his house was gone. That's all I know about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Huh. I heard them banging around out there, and I just stayed quiet. I don't know what they wanted. Just put my headphones on and tried to ignore them, to tell you the truth. Oh god, I can't even see my character. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to the boxcar. Are we waiting on Blue? Yep. No, no, God. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to get the umbrella. I thought it would be on the umbrella still. So sorry about that. They wouldn't come in. Just rushing around. You could tell they were worn. It was late at night, but just rushing around. Well, there was some urgency to the older man's injury. What the hell is that? Oh, it's understandable. What were they looking for? They were looking for Dr. Truman, but of course, I had nothing to say. The man was hurt, you know. How was he hurt? His leg. It was twisted with something. He held it while he walked and made these painful little sounds in his throat. How? I don't know. I didn't ask. It would have been rude, I think. Well, we just don't know. I suppose we never will. just being assembled by birds. I heard a shout from downstairs. The old man had stumbled in the rain. I stayed inside with the lights off. There's no sense in my getting involved. I didn't see or hear a thing all night. I was in the back doing inventory when they came by. I got 30 cases of candles in, and each one of those has got to be individually labeled, you know? But I heard from some of the other neighbors that they weren't up to any harm, just passing through. Ezra. I saw you folks drive up. I like your truck. What kind of truck is that? Got a couple of them at the shop. It's the only one that runs. Oh yeah? With the truck, you've got to keep it up. That's why me and Julian don't use it. We just carry the houses. Who's Julian? Julian's my brother. He's a lot bigger and stronger, and he has more feathers than me. But he's still my brother. Where do you take the houses? Me and Julian take them out to the forest every night, and then we bring them back at dawn, before the museum opens. Why do you take them to the forest? This museum is an okay place to live in the daytime, but it's no good at night. Folks just can't sleep in a place like this, or when they do, it gives them nightmares. So we take them out to the forest to sleep, and then bring them back in the morning. Is your family out in the forest? Oh no, I don't know where they are. Me and Julian were looking for them for a while, but... Anyway, we have a job to do here now. Taking these people out to the forest at night so they can sleep. And maybe the rest of them will be like Dr. Truman and want to stay out there. We'll get back to looking. Can you tell us how to get to the forest? You have to follow the Green River way out east, and then hop over Lake Cumberland. The roads don't go there. But me and Julian can take you. We were just about to go anyway. I just gotta call him over. Oh no. Startled Conway. Oh no, he just took them up and dropped his umbrella. Wow. Oh, that's cool. There's the Green River. There's the church. House. The flayed hull of a country home smolders in the night. Parts of the property are obscured by smoke. A country church with a pitched roof and a 3-story spire. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. Behind the church are several dusty metal trash cans, all closed. Good, gotta keep out them raccoons. Green River. Mullen River Lake. There's the bait shop. Large dirt parking lot surrounds the bait shop. A sign is vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar. Bright but unsteady lights throb from the windows of the shop's back room. Flying past at the speed and angle, the farmhouse is invisible among the trees. Its location is only marked by Conway and Shannon's memories. So I'm sort of steering the bird. Because oil. Barren River Lake. Barren River, okay. I think we're a little too far from where we need to be. It's a little strange. carrying what appears to be a guitar case. He's followed closely by a smaller shape. A dog? He suddenly winks out of view, perhaps into the woods. Nolan River. It's at a long green river. Past Lake Cumberland. There's the mine. You have to follow the Green River way out east. Okay. From this angle, the building looks strange and abstract, like a pile of intersecting boxes and triangles. Okay, I know what direction east is now. Okay, follow Green River and hop over the lake. It's quite far. From above, the huge swaying tipple looks like a small wooden lattice framing the edge of the mine entrance. Or don't circle around. Is that the lake? Yes. Oh, sorry. A shadowy figure drags itself out of the lake, stuffs its limbs into a smart blue suit, and trudges slackly out of view. Green River Lake. Over Lake Cumberland. From a distance, from the air, at first it's like a swamp. Vines have grown over the street lamps. Flower bushes obscure the streets. Few of the houses have slipped partially into the ground. Foundations cracked by underground roots. Alright, and is this Lake Cumberland? Yes, hop over Lake Cumberland. Oh, goodness. Is it here? Seems to be the right. Yep. Whoop, sorry. Here we go. My goodness, that was quite the flight. Scene 5. A forest, aptly named. Right where Ezra. It's okay. Take it easy. We gotta get back on the road. We will, but we need to get this leg looked at first. Right now, you're in no condition to haul anything out of that truck, even when we do find Dogwood Drive. Why is this delivery so important to you? My last delivery. Oh, you're retiring or something? Or That's closing up the shop. That's, damn. How'd you come to be with these people?
Lost all my money but a $2 bill.
You were pretty wild when you were younger.
$2 bill, boys, $2 bill.
When I'm old like you, I'll still be wild.
Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home.
Shouldn't be much farther now. Think I see where the settlement ends over there. This forest is full of shadows. The moonlight helps, close to the cities. You don't get moonlight like this. All gets washed out. Light pollution, you know? Guess it's still there. You just can't see it. How are you feeling? Just thinking about getting back to work. We're almost there. We'll get you patched up and back in that truck. We can handle this. Oh, interesting. It is full of shadows, huh? Do you have any family you're close with? Brother, sister? Kids? I have a brother, but I wouldn't say we're close. What does he do? About my age. Retired. Retired? I can't imagine. Well, I'd probably hate it anyway. You never talk to him. He's too good for me, I guess. I doubt that. I guess I was always closest with Weaver. As close as someone can be with a girl like that. She was always on her own wavelength, but we were the same age growing up, and everyone else was so busy. When she disappeared, I got pretty angry, and I guess it just stayed that way. I never really understood her, but I knew her. It's lonely without someone like that around. Sorry, you're a good listener. He's inside with Dr. Truman. Are you coming in? Sure, I'll come in. Dr. Truman lets me watch TV sometimes. My folks never watch TV, but I like the way it looks. You said you lost track of your family earlier? Yep, easy to get lost, especially out in the woods like this. I never really get lost, though. I just look out for Julian. He's always around. My folks had a really nice house, bigger than any of these houses, but it made them worried all the time. Then the bank took it back. We had to sleep at the bus station, but I couldn't ever get to sleep. So I just went out to fly around every night with Julian. We flew really far, and we never got lost. But when we came back in the morning, they were all gone. They just left you? I don't think so. All our stuff was still there. Maybe they got lost somehow. Let's go see what's on TV. And yeah, I think during that exit interview is when I really realized how badly they had me. But how else can you pay for medical school? I have college friends with debts that you can't expect to pay that back unless you're planning to sell painkillers on the side or something. Or, you know, some kind of administrative thing. I don't know. Having seen what arthritis did to my grandmother and my best friend in high school destroy his wrist building synthesizers. I mean, he was like 17. Ailments of the joints and limbs just seem important to me. I hope that answers your question. Getting a scholarship with that pharmaceutical company had a lot of strings attached, but at least I have somewhere to practice, even if I have to follow their market trends a bit. And hey, thanks to all those seminars, I am an expert on the medical uses of Neuropnol TM. It's not so bad. So how about that leg? What happened exactly? My leg was crushed by falling rocks. Ah, crushing injury. Yeah, those can be pretty bad. Everything gets all compressed and there are a lot of little pieces to... You know what, never mind. Let's take a look. How bad could it be, right? Jesus! It's awful. Oh, Ezra's watching TV. What are they singing about? They sing about going home? Yeah, they're singing about their home because they're lost right now. It's a scary song. It's not scary, it's helpful. Dr. Truman's going to help your friend. He'll be okay. But it's nothing we can't handle. You might have a few things to look out for in the future. Be a bit gentler with the leg or the way you walk. But you'll be okay. I've dealt with similar cases before. So, the anesthetic we'll use is called Neuropnol TM. It's pretty experimental, but it's more appropriate in cases like yours. The way it works is, I'll count backwards from 5 to start the process. And then we'll just have a normal conversation as the Neuropnol TM takes effect. Then I'll get started. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about billing for a moment. The pharmaceutical company I'm contracted with was recently acquired by an energy company. That was some different standard. They have some different standards for billing and revenue. So it's a bit complex now. Interesting. All right, the entertainment. Harry, it's goddamn hot. It's cool in here. Yep. Like Babylon outside. Goddamn, you're right. Well, cool in here. It's an oasis. I wonder how Ted's holding up. AC. Down there. They all have it. Sure, you're right. I've never been to Texas. Oh, sure. They all have AC. Too cold almost. In July, even. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's living. Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? Meet some tall thing at the hotel bar? Nah. Ted's a good man. Nah, I know. He wouldn't run around. You're right. How about a beer? No beer today. Hard Times whiskey. That all you've got? It's a good whiskey. Local. Yeah. You take deliveries from them? Sure. You ever see one of them? The boys from Hard Times? What? I heard they're strange. They work hard. They make a good whiskey. Who are we to judge? Sure, who are we? No one of consequence. What's all this bread for? Sandwiches. Rain's Law. The old ones went bad while you were on vacation. You have a good time while the sandwiches rotted? Oh, you know me. Couldn't shut it off. 7 days on the beach and all I could think about was work. You know, the new kitchen. Maybe hire a hostess, you know. A hostess? At the lower depths? Crazy. No, it's not so crazy. I was in a bar down there in New Orleans. They had a hostess, some dive. She seats you and, I don't know, points out the specials. Could have specials every night in here. Drink specials. You make cocktails. Nah. Food specials. Monday night chicken. I don't know, grilled chicken? Caesar salad? Class it up, you know. Bess would have liked it. Here's the Bess. Yeah. Let me grab a... Here's to Bess. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. How about that sot in the corner? Not bothering nobody. Been here long. Soon as I opened. Guy started a bit earlier, I suspect. On a bender, huh? Sleeping in a ditch or something. You don't think... maybe Ted... Nah. Ted's a good man. Honest. Well liked. He's liked, but... he's well liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Somebody has to. The hammers. They don't sell themselves. Hear, hear. It's just hard. Ted on the road. It's tough all over. What to do all day? Come here, I guess. Sure. That's what I do. Cheap drinks. Conversation. And the entertainment. Sure. What's tonight? Oh, tonight it's... oh, Junebug. I'll stay for that. I need some music. Get my mind off Ted. Something romantic, you know? A love song from when the world was young. What time? Around 8, maybe? Well, set him up slow. Or I'll sleep right through it. Whoa. Whoa. Hard times served.
The male deer, called buck, also live among the doe. The bucks are growing their antlers. It's a soft and
Put it back on that. Put it back on that. Weird dinosaur show, will you? Nah, those history programs don't make any sense. I prefer the nature programs. They think they can just say anything on TV. I don't believe there to be a damn word in the Bible about dinosaurs on the ark. Oh God, these kinds. Been a long time since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church though? Nah, not since Bess. It was her church, really. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. Well, I'm curious to see where they're going with it. They've got you now. I just think they're gonna run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the Ark. I prefer the nature programs. Yeah. So your vacation was good? 7 days poolside. I thought you said it was a beach. Oh, sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool? Or a beach? Maybe... I don't remember. Weird. You think I'm making this up? Oh, no, Hi, Harry. Are the old folks here? Just me and Evelyn. All morning. Hi, Evelyn. And that sot in the corner. You're early, Pearl. Your parents usually don't roll in until the evening, 5 or 6. Everything all right? Oh, sure, thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here, and let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand you a drink. All Harry's pouring? Today is Hard Times whiskey. That all you got? They make, good whiskey. Sure, but you know the rumors. Rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, Harry. You driving, Pearl? Oh, God, no. You know, they want almost 40 cents a gallon. I had the early shift, so I just walked over. In this heat? You still working over there at Ace Jewelry and Loan? Joe Harden, proudly trading shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. At least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. With Joe, it's more likely a hangover. It is cute. Can it be both? Well, I know you see more trade than I do. Must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't the word. And now Ted is out, shilling for quality hammers to make up income. Have you considered quality hammers on your shelf? We made the switch recently and business has tripled. Well, of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. Evelyn. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. No. Harry, you've been traveling, right? Sure, yeah. Down in New Orleans, just taking a break. A vacation. Looking around for ideas. Tell her about the pool or the beach. Evelyn. Sounds nice. And the hostess. I may just cut you off. So, the pool or the beach? Yeah, Harry. Which was it? Well, it was a week of relaxation, and now I'm back. You still look stressed, if you don't mind me saying. He just looks like that. Sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. Oh, no, I get out. You still drive that old truck? I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. The hell you say? That must have been years ago, Harry. How do you get around now? I take the bus, or I walk. You walk to New Orleans. Watch it, Evelyn. I didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Harry, did you not really go to New Orleans? Now, just where do you two get off? Sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and get back to drinking. Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, who's on tonight? Tonight it's Junebug. Works for me. Round 8, I think. I'll stick around. I could use some sad music. I came here to break some hearts. What's that? To dash dreams. What are you talking about? Glad to talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Hang on now. No, it's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them. You know? A debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest, and I don't want to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow. I'm sure. No, it's not that. The thing about debts is you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. What's that mean? I'm not saying anything, but... I know debt, Harry. I see it all day. It's all around me, like a thick gray fog. It's in the air I breathe. At the pawn shop, they have a new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that? A new technology. It's a new kind of debt, Evelyn. And it's a mess. What do you mean, a new kind of debt? You know what we do at the pawn shop? Secured loans. We don't buy used goods. We take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then, if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff. Sure, I get that. It works for people who couldn't get loans otherwise, I guess. Now Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term, unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There's no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper. And he can sell those debts to a bank. Huh. Who's borrowing like that? Who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it. The only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop. You think so? I know it. Don't you see? I look just like you. You can trust me. But Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no money in lending, but there's money in usury. That's in the Bible. I won't be a shill. I just have to save a bit more, and then I go to California. I'll be a real clerk at a credit union or something. Big dreams there. Something ethical. I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, my tab is in good shape, I think. You're behind, too. Not as bad as the Slades, but... Well, Harry, the only thing I owe you is a handshake and this whiskey you're about to pour me. Let's say this one's on me, Pearl. No, I'm good for it. For today, let's just say it's on me. You're awfully strict about cash for a guy who just got back from a vacation. Drink up, Evelyn. Maybe you'd better find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get reckoned out from under you. I'm out for a bit. I'll be back later to disappoint. A couple of old deadbeats. I'll stay for the entertainment. I won't throw you out. But just remember what I said. It's quite pretty. Management material. That's what he said. Is that so? 11 years behind a supermarket till. You're damn right. Damn right. I have commitment and reliability. That's what he said. Management material. I bet they raise you to $3. I bet $4. The responsibility. You see Pearl today. She is working all day, I think. Usually doesn't work mornings. The Slade women are all getting promoted. I think they just put her on another shift. What's the morning on a shift like at a pawn shop, do you think? Black coffee and desperation. Let's celebrate. Harry, another round. We're celebrating 2 promotions in the family. Talk to Pearl today. She worked all day. She was here earlier, looking for you two. She'll be back. Why don't you just pace yourselves till you talk to her? We're celebrating. Pace yourselves or pay your bill. No, you didn't. It's not that. That's not what's happening. Why are you so stuck on a bill all of a sudden? Are you sunstruck? Sure, you know it's twice as bright when you got the ocean and the pool both reflecting at you. Evelyn, you catch sight of any alligators? Sure, it was gators everywhere. A swamp. Big sandy swamp with a pool and a hostess. What's that? Set him up, Harry. Junebug will be here any minute. And we want to be receptive. All right. But I keep track. There'll be a reckoning. You folks hear about the reckoning? First I've heard. What's up, Harry? Short on your bills? Let the books get away from you? That's an ignorant thing to say. Been doing my books for 10 years, keeping this place alive all on my own. It's Kentucky Route Zero. I'll just let you run that tab up. Until you drink yourselves underground. Now, he didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Yeah, Harry, you know I'm only joking. Sure, I know. I know you're joking. All right, let's drink. I better slow down. Hard times whiskey comes on strong. Don't want to end up like that. Boiled owl in the corner. I can't tell anymore. I hear they have some secret ingredients. Or secret process or something. Something in the wood. They age it in. Yeah, something. Strange in that wood. Drink up, Larry. Don't call me Larry. Sounds like an old man. All right, Silver Fox. Now you. I'll let it slide. Another? Well, I don't get paid until Friday. And I haven't seen Pearl all day. She can pick it up when she comes back. Don't count on it. What the hell kind of thing to say is that? Our own daughter. Generosities have limits. I don't know what she said, but the Slades are good for it. This family takes care of our own. Sure, we'll get it straightened out when she comes back. Better get here soon, or she'll miss the entertainment. Should Junebug be here now, Harry? Yep. That's what you get working with artists. Good entertainment, but it's always late. This is pretty late, though. We'll stick around. We're celebrating. Sure. Yeah, I'm not expecting a late-night sentimental call, and if he does, let it rain. The philanderer. Last drink, Evelyn? One more, Harry. I just want to hear some music. Well, she'd better show up soon. I love this song. I've never heard it. It's a love song. It's a Valentine. Sure. Ever been in love? Nope. Me neither. Well, there's Ted. Son of a bitch. Evelyn. You love Ted, right? He's a son of a bitch. Out on the road. Selling hammers and hammering shop girls. You know he isn't. Well, I wish he would. You don't mean that. Sure. I don't mean that. He's a son of a bitch. But you have to stick by your family. Sometimes, if it kills you. Do you? Why? You just have to. Why? I love this song. What if they're better off without us? My folks could get better with money. Ted could, I don't know, meet someone new? He wouldn't. He's a good man. Would you? All I want is to be free of parasites. Keep my own money, pay my own debts. Don't be a fool. Buy me a drink. What do you want? I want to run a hardware store with my dear husband. Evelyn, I want a whiskey. That's all you want? And a love song. She could have said, sure. Pearl, you could have said something. I shouldn't have to. Say anything, Dad. Letting us just sit and soak up a debt. We're celebrating. Pearl, it's supposed to be a celebration. Don't you know the news? Larry, drop it. So celebrate. I'm not stopping you. But I'm not paying for it. Your mother's going to be a manager. So put a manager's salary on that tab. It's not... Sure, they said she's management material. What kind of material are you, Pearl? Maybe. He said maybe. I'm made of sweat and blood and beer. Just like he raised me. That's a damn strange thing to say. Sure, my hands are cut up, but you're a loan clerk and your mother is a manager at a supermarket. Damn it, Lawrence. It's not settled. Not settled? O'Neill just handed you a promotion. Why can't you celebrate? Rosa, what did he say to you? Remember what he said to you. He said... Didn't he? He said... Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Management material. Keep your chin up. Maybe eventually. Sooner or later. Keep your chin up. How's that, Dad? Enough. You can still settle. It'll just take longer. I should look again. Just sit with me, Larry. Let's just wait for the music. Get away from the awfulness. Sure. We can celebrate. Sure. The Slade women are moving up. Eventually. She's this late. She's not coming. Where's Junebug? Where's the entertainment? I said, if she's this late. She always shows up. I've got nothing better to do. You gonna settle up first? Don't be a fool. Watch it. I'll buy you a drink. How about a water, Evelyn? And maybe call it a night? What time is it? I love this song. It's relaxing. Like the sun by the pool or on a beach full of gators. God damn it, Evelyn. Harry, your language. What would Bess think? Good Christian woman. God damn it, who cares if I did or didn't go to New Orleans? She didn't mean anything by it. Maybe I just sat here, alone in the dark. Would you like that, Evelyn? That what you want to hear? Watching nature programs in the dark. Just me and the deer and the gators and the goddamn dinosaurs. It was Harry's ark, Evelyn. 2 by 2 out of the flood and into the poorhouse. She's just drunk. All on my dime. Well, there's gonna be a reckoning. All of you. Just stick around and you'll see. What are you talking about, Harry? What reckoning? I want to hear another love song. Where's Junebug? I hope she never shows up. I can't pay her. The money's run out. What's that? It's gone. The money's all gone. I let you sponges soak up so many free drinks now I can't even stock the whiskey without striking a deal. No more whiskey? Harry, what kind of deal? It doesn't matter. You can't blame us. Harry, we're just a little short from time to time. Sure. Just leave, Pearl. Just trust me. Okay. I'm leaving. Are you sure? I'm sure. You don't deserve this. All I want is a love song and a whiskey. You'll have plenty of time for whiskey. I just want to be left alone. That man is like a straitjacket. I know, Evelyn. Only he'd meet some tall young thing on the road. I know. 11 years behind a supermarket till. Keep your chin up, Rosa. Eventually. Maybe eventually. Now you all should clear out. Where will we go? Just let us wait. Let us wait for Junebug. We're good for it. We just want to have a few drinks, see the entertainment, then we'll go home. You don't understand. Sure. We know you're struggling. We're all struggling. Harry, you said you have a deal, right? God damn it. You don't understand me. Harry, your language. We'll settle our debts soon. Rose is in line for this promotion. All they want is debt. They feed on it. They put it in the whiskey. What? What the hell are you saying? He'll be here soon. The boy from Hard Times. There'll be a reckoning. Harry, our debt's not to the distillery. It is now. I traded it. I sold it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Wow. That was interesting. Okay. So, like, after the acts, there's, like, these in-between segments, and I'm not quite sure what they mean. The first time, if you're new to this, or you haven't watched the first part, was Limits and Demonstrations, which was an art gallery by Lula Chamberlain, who we met in Act 2. And I'm assuming the sot they were talking about that was in the corner of the bar is Conway. But I don't know for sure. Alright, well next time will be Act 3. Thank you for watching. Sorry this one was kind of long and rather odd. Act 3, I'll probably do that soon. Don't know exactly when though. But I'm looking forward to it. Alright, thank you very much for watching. You all take care. And I'll see you next time.